and Mia. Like kick-ass till space. Give them a big hand. So we take that
So, who want to play the wallets? Well, I want 8 people play the wallets. Who want to play the wallets, please sit around this table and this table. So, 4 here, 4 here. Okay. You're already a wallet. Yeah, exactly. Miners made most money, guys. So he wins. Now he want to take his block. Then this is when a miner win literally happens. Okay. What's consensus mechanism is a way so different people, they don't know each other, they don't trust each other, they can agree on something. Bitcoin now, if someone asks you what is Bitcoin, what do you want to answer him?
It's a game, no?
No, you want to.
This will be recorded on YouTube. So Sadiq will explain how it works. But this is a crypto night event, and it's my friend Salim Barakshani who is actually managing it. So big hand to Salim.
I'm going to keep this very short and sweet because, as you know, we want to dive into this straight away. This is a really cool and special talk for Kryptonite because it's a little bit of a journey and it's a game. I'm going to introduce our speaker, very special man, Sadiq
Beitar.
A qualified informatics engineer with over 10 years trading experience. Does not give financial advice. He actually does for a living. He's also the CEO and founder of Flexible Entrepreneur, and basically it's an internet business developing a number of projects, of which one of them is Bitcoin in Arabic, which is essentially educational materials online. It's one of his many projects. And the second project that he's very much involved with is the Third Dimension trading platform. Information on all of this stuff will be available on the videos, and of course he's going to be here for Q&A afterwards. I thoroughly recommend you go and pick his brains. I certainly will be. Without any further ado, Sadiq.
Thank you. Thank you. So I need to put the mic on. Perfect. Okay, welcome everyone. First, I would like to thank Michael and Salim for this opportunity to really give something back to this amazing community and everyone who's interested in this domain. Bitcoin changed my life, and I would love to explain about it as much as I want. I create all my business around crypto, so this is my thing. I do it full time. I'm passionate about it. So today we want to answer a very, very basic but complicated to some people question: is what's Bitcoin? So some people know. A lot of people think they know what's Bitcoin, but today we want to really dig deep, but in a simple way, to explain what's Bitcoin. And 3 years ago, I was invited to one event similar to this one, and while I'm in the train, it was in Yotobori, the organizer called me and told me, sorry, the presenter, he cannot attend. He get maybe an accident or something. Can you present for us? I say, okay, why not? While I'm in the train, I get this idea, why I don't explain what's Bitcoin through a game. So today, we want to play the Bitcoin game to understand what's Bitcoin, okay? So first, want to know who want to participate in this game. So I need, cool, there's excited people. Okay, who want to play the wallets? So we have the wallets, the nodes, the miners, the hash function. So who want to play the wallets? Well, I want 8 people play the wallets. Who want to play the wallets, please sit around this table and this table. So 4 here, 4 here. Okay. You're already a wallet. So someone here, and I need, maybe drag your chair in, because we want 4. Okay. Who want to play the node? So each one know his number. 2 people for nodes here, please. Who want to play miners? I want 4 people for miners. I guess there will be no audience. So 4 people for miners.
It should be known that the miners make the most money.
Yeah, exactly. Miners made most money, guys. So 4 miners, 2 here, please. Stand, or maybe two. Let's do it just two. Okay. So 2 here, and 1 will be the hash function.
It's a very special person.
Yeah, very special person. 1 will be the hash function. Come on, it's the poorest guy, but I mean, cool. So the hash function, you will be here. So you will be here. Cool. So if you wanna start by simply put a definition for Bitcoin, there is no better way than to say it with the words that the creator of Bitcoin said it. Okay, Satoshi Nakamoto, when he wrote his first white paper at the end of 2018, it's called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Okay, so basically he defined it like this in his abstract of this white paper. A pure peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. Okay, so, and the most important part is here, but the main benefits are lost in a trusted third party is still required to prevent double spending. Okay, so his purpose was to create an alternative system for payment that could be decentralized and avoid the problem of double spending, which is a very common problem online because everything is digital, everything can be copied, right? So how we can guarantee that something online, any content that will not be double spent, that means create more from it. If we create much more from it, it will not, so it has no value, okay? So he created this white paper, and on 3rd of January 2019, he published the code. So Bitcoin born officially as a code in 3rd January 2009. Sorry, I say 19, sorry, 9. Okay, but I guess this really underestimates and what's really Bitcoin. So today we wanna go really into more details in a fun way, at the same time, simple and complicated, so we'll see. So we wanna start with what's Bitcoin. When we write Bitcoin in a B capital, it means the protocol, okay? The protocol of the network. But when we write in a small b, it means the currency, okay? The Bitcoin that everyone knows about it, that has price, right? And everyone want to invest in it. So the Bitcoin that's small, it actually, it's not a Bitcoin. It's 100 million Satoshi. Okay, so there's nothing called Bitcoin actually. It's as a currency. There's only Satoshis, but 100 million Satoshi is 1 Bitcoin. Okay, when we send, everything is sent on the network. It's sent in the Satoshi, but the wallets, they will simplify it for you and put it in Bitcoin terms. So each 1 Satoshi will equal 0.1234567 right? So you have 8 digits. So this is actually the currency, so small capital. So we want to talk a lot about the capital B Bitcoin, okay, today. Because this is what's important. This is what's unique about Bitcoin, right? So if you want to start with what's Bitcoin, it's a peer-to-peer network. What means peer-to-peer? It's from one person to another, directly, without any intermediate between them, okay? And this is revolutionary. And now we want to demonstrate how this happens through very basic transactions. So first, peer-to-peer network, okay? So let's start with the simple things. Every one of those gentlemen and ladies, they are a wallet. They are a person, and they have a wallet. So what is a wallet? A wallet is a software. It could be an app on your mobile. It could be a software on your computer that has 3 things. it has a private key, so it's a number that is private for you. You need to keep it for yourself. And it has a public key. It's a number that you can show it to everyone. You can give it to everyone. And it has an address. So the private key produce public key, and the public key produce address. So you can produce as much addresses as you want, okay, from your public key. And actually, it is advised to do that because no one could track your main wallet, okay? So each one of those gentlemen, they pick the number without knowing how much Bitcoin they have. But here is their number. So everyone just memorize how much Bitcoin do you have. Okay? Everyone memorize how much Bitcoin do you have. Because now you're gonna send and receive. Okay? Get it? So, I'm gonna start with a simple transaction after I get a sip of water. Okay, let's go through one transaction. What is transaction? It's very simple. It's just a yellow piece of paper. So it's an information, right? So transaction is when someone want to send Satoshis or Bitcoin to another one, or want to buy something. But at the end of the day, it's just sending from one address to another. This is a transaction, right? So a transaction has, like, if you want to simplify it, has this 5 information in it, okay? So it will have from, like from who, from which wallet address, to which wallet address, the amount you want to send it, and the fees you want to pay it. There is a fees in Bitcoin because someone needs to process this transaction and they need to earn some money to do this, okay? Bitcoin has different incentives, protocols, but this is one of them, the fees. And there's a signature, okay, what's a digital signature? It's the same like when you sign a check or something. It's very simple, right? So it has 5 components, okay? So now, let's say each one of you take a transaction. You want to make a transaction, right? So just take our pen. Come on, guys. Put from, like from your wallet, right? Wallet 3, wallet 2, wallet 1, okay? 2, pick any wallet. Each one pick any wallet. Okay, put the amount you want to send it, part from what you own, really. Or if you want, you can put more, and we will see if it's gonna go through or not. But put the amount you own, and the fees. How much do you want to pay fees? Okay, it could be in 0.0 something. Right? Put your fees, and sign it. Okay. So I'm gonna take one of those. Who's finished?
There's a minor one.
You are the 0. I mean, you will not be a good example. Finished? Okay. So here we have from wallet 1 to wallet 7. Congratulations. He want to send you 0.001 Bitcoin, and you want to put, what's this? 0.001 fee also?
Yeah.
Okay. Also fee is 0.001 fee, and he signed it. So what happened after this? His wallet will send this transaction in internet to the nodes. So what is a node? A node is a computer, could be any laptop, could be any computer, who just downloaded the whole history of Bitcoin transactions from 3rd January 2009 till now. So it has the whole history of transactions. So now, because it has that whole history, it can verify, does wallet 1 has 0.001 Bitcoin or not? Because it can go through all the transactions in the history and make sure that he really has it, right? Because his address is there in the history of transactions. When I go, what's the history of transaction now? Which is called the blockchain. But this is first. So the node will receive the transaction, okay? Actually, each node receives a transaction. And there is more than 10, 15,000 active nodes all over the world, okay? So now, at this stage, we can take two properties from the Bitcoin protocol or ecosystem. First, this gentleman send Bitcoin to someone who does not know, who does not trust, who could be in another continent, right? So first thing, it's an open. So it's an open network. Oh, sorry, it's a open can come later. So it's borderless, right? It's borderless. So it could be sending from anywhere to anywhere, right? So second is trustless. So you don't need to trust anyone in the middle if you want to send it. So it's all a system about we don't have to trust anyone in the middle. And now we want to see how this happened here with the node and the miners. Okay, so and it is we'll go to the decentralized later, but now the nodes. You don't have a pen here. You need a pen. So we wanna adjust, okay, the quantity according to this transaction, right? So this actually does not happen in real time. They just check if this is valid or not. They check wallet one if they have this amount. That's it. That's it. They check it. Does it have?
Yes.
It has. So what they do after that, they take the transaction and they put it in a pool. Okay, this pool it's called mempool or memory pool, and it waits there. This transaction is not processed yet. It's just waiting to someone process it. In the banking system, we know that we send a transaction to the bank, and then the central bank or the other banks connected to that one, they will process the transaction. But this is a centralized system. How we can create the same system in a decentralized way? This is what Bitcoin did. So now the miners will come to the play, to the show. Ready? With a beer. Okay. So what is a miner? Who are you? What are you?
Just a dude drinking beer.
Cool. This is exactly the miners. So miners are really, when they start at 2009, anyone who has a computer, like a laptop that has CPU and graphic cards, they can be a miner. So the miner, they need to do some processing. So we will see now which kind of processing they want to do. So, but nowadays, it become really sophisticated. So they have a very sophisticated hardware or machines, which they call ASICs, and they really have really fast processing power. So the more faster, the better. So this is just they are a hardware at the core of it. It's just a hardware. They can process things really fast. Okay, it's as simple as that. We have two miners now. We're going to see why we have two miners and we have two nodes. But the miner first thing, they come. Yeah. They pick the transaction. You pick the transaction, and they take it. They put it in a block. Okay, so this is a block. So this block will contain different transactions. Can you please check this one and this one, if they are okay? They're okay. So this transaction also is okay. It's from wallet 4 to wallet 3. They want to send half Bitcoin. Great. So he put the transaction also in the box, in the block. Okay. And this one?
Yeah, that's good.
From wallet 1 to 2. What? Somil Satoshi?
50.
Huh?
50 millisatoshi.
50 millisatoshi. Okay. 50 millisatoshi. So the miner, he picked the transaction that he's interested in, okay? And he created his block. So his block will always contain an extra transaction, okay? This extra transaction is what? Is the Bitcoin that will be created. So now we want to know also how we create Bitcoin, right? So this transaction, it's just like any other transaction. It goes to the miner wallet. Okay, and it contains 6.25 Bitcoin nowadays, right? So it will have this transaction. It goes to the miner wallet, and it contains 6.25 Bitcoin. And he want to put it at the top of this block. Okay, so now he has his own block, and he's ready to process it. While the other miner have another block, right? Or the same. So you can collect other transactions or the same transaction, but because we cannot copy it, we will have another, let's say.
Each miner can have up to 6.25.
Yeah, yeah. We will come to that. Yeah, we'll come to that.
What happens with
Trying to do the
someone
Yeah, this is your job, guys. This is your job. See that the nodes are checking if each transaction is correct, okay, if it's valid. So they verify transactions. Okay, this is the node's job. Okay, now the miner put the transaction in his block, and he's ready, and he put 6.25 transaction, 6.25 Bitcoin in his block. Okay, so now he's ready. Now what will happen? How we can decide? We want to process these transactions or that transactions. We need to have a test, an exam, a competition to know which one we want to process, right? So a very cool competition. It happened on a Bitcoin blockchain, which is called the hashing game, or the guessing the hash. So what is the hash? The hash is simply a mathematical function that you put text. You have a lot of text, could be numbers, letters, whatever, and you have input to that function, and you have a number at the end. If you change one character in the input, you change completely the whole output. I can demonstrate that to you. Very simple. It's like this. And this hash function in Bitcoin called SHA-256. Okay, and now I have this. I have a previous block, whatever. It's the transactions. Okay, you have transactions. Now we have number here, and when I calculate, I have this hash. Okay, so this is the hash that comes from this text. If I change one number, look at this number now. If I change one number, if I make this 5, if I make it 6, look what will happen. It changed completely the whole hash. So there is no way to guess what's the text from the hash. It's just one way. Okay, it's one-way encryption. So by doing this, Bitcoin protocols say that the guys, they need to guess a hash that starts with a certain number of zeros. Let's say 4 zeros. So the miners, this is your job. Their job is just to have this text, this information, and they apply a hash function on it. Same like I did there. Exactly, they will click that button, and they will have a hash. This hash starts with 1, right? It should start with 4 zeros. So the only way to get this one is to keep trying. So all their hardware is to try much faster than the other miner. This is all the hardware that you hear about. Its job is just to try to hash much faster so they can guess this hash that starts with 4 zeros. Okay? And now we see about this one. So this is fascinating. And now we want to demonstrate something very similar. So the hash, I want to write 4 digits number for you. And they need to try to guess that number. You can put the blocks on the paper. So okay, I make it very easy. There is no duplicate numbers. Okay, you can pick pens from there. Okay, and now try to guess 4 digits number. you keep writing.
Jag ska inte använda denna.
What?
This is not a whiteboard marker.
Okay.
That's not a, is it?
Yeah. It is.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. You just keep writing. Whenever someone catches it, just say stop. Okay. Whenever someone gets it, just say stop. 4 digits. No repetition. No repetition. No repetition. There is no duplicate.
Just zeros and
From 0 to 9.
okay.
No double. What's it called? Okay. There is also eraser down. So this is what the miners do now. They are just guessing, and the code. He's just observing and see who wanna guess first, right? Who wanna have this hash that starts with four zeros. Okay. So now we're gonna see who's gonna win, because the person who's gonna win, they're gonna earn 6.25 Bitcoin. Right?
Are you serious with this stuff?
Yeah. This is your Bitcoin. If you guess it, you wanna earn this Bitcoin.
Actually gets it. Oh.
Okay. So there is no duplicate. It's very easy. Just unique numbers.
Okay, so no.
No. Just unique numbers.
Okay.
This is a volunteer position.
Okay. So now you saw it's just 4 digits, and see how hard it is to guess it. Okay, let's do it 3 digits. Okay, take off the last number. Just 3 digits. Okay, just 3 digits. Erase. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. Oh, so this is not the right pen. Okay, take those, guys. Take those.
Thank you.
Yeah. 3 digits. So
What it says there is really what is in the blog, or that just like random text?
no, I wrote it.
You
I wrote it just
like
to
whatever.
demonstrate. Yeah.
So
So
whatever you write here is going to give a different hash.
exactly. So what it actually have, this is a little bit advanced, but what it actually has, it has the previous hash of the previous block. So this is the blocks that has been processed before. So each block they took all the text, they put it into that function, and they have this hash. So this hash from this block, they have it in their block. So it's connected. They know that this is the next block. Okay, it's just to connect the blocks together. This is a cool way, right? You have the hash from this block. You connect it to that block, so you have connected blocks, and you have administrative data. You have the transactions, the transactions, and you have this called the nonce. The nonce is the guessing number. So miners change the nonce until they get this number of zeros at the beginning. So this is their game. They change the nonce.
So what part do they change to get those?
This number, nonce. So the nonce is just a number. So they start with 0, 1, 2, 3. It's exactly like this. It's literally like this.
Maybe you shake the pens so they're right.
Yeah.
No one guessed it yet?
No,
No one guessed it?
they've been closed a couple of times.
Oh
But
my
does it
god.
have to
Red is
be
the wrong
like
times.
3 digits need to be correct, or does the order need to be correct as well?
The order needs to be correct. But anyway, let's say who was the closest? Who was the closest?
I think she was.
Yeah, okay. So miner.
actually got it backwards.
You got backwards? Okay, you win. You win. So he got backwards, so you could flip yourself. Okay. So he wins. Now he want to take his block. Then this is when a miner win literally happens. When a miner win, he take his block and he run and broadcast it to the whole nodes on internet. He just say, I found a block. This is my block, guys. Okay? And they will take it.
Down. I haven't written it down.
Okay,
I
so
don't need to.
no.
Okay.
No. So this is his block.
We take care of it, you know.
All right.
It will go to the node, okay? So the nodes will verify the transactions again.
And then we need to update the ledger.
Exactly. So they will verify the transaction that is correct. Everyone who sent something, they have it. And they will change, they will not change here, but here we will just change. They will change everyone what they own, okay? Each address, what does it own? And when they finish, they just add this block above the blockchain. So this is the blockchain. What's the blockchain then? It's a number of blocks. Each block contains transaction that's connected together through this hash, okay? And it has this time sequence, okay? It's a time sequence. Like you cannot change them like this because it has time sequence to it, okay? So now when we have this blockchain, now the whole blockchain updated. That means at this moment, at just this moment, really wallet 2, wallet 7 will have extra 0.001, okay? At just this time, all the time before, nothing happened. And wallet 7 will not receive anything to its wallet. They will just have, they can look at the blockchain and see that, okay, now we have an extra permission, extra Bitcoin on the blockchain. So nothing moved from the blockchain. The blockchain is there, and there is no physical Bitcoin. There is no Bitcoin moving around. It's all altering and changing this blockchain. That's it.
Question,
right?
Question from the notes.
Yeah.
So the miner needs to say which wallet is his, right? So
Yeah, I wrote miner wallet. So it's just the
Miner
miner
wallet.
wallet. Yeah. If you'd like, you can write miner wallet here. Miner 1 wallet, whatever. Cool.
Can I have a question?
Sure.
So a transaction on the very top of the blockchain
Mm-hmm.
will be related to the bunch of transactions under it and the bunch of transactions under it.
What do you mean related?
Like, as a blockchain is some sort of a history
Hmm?
that connects one block to another.
Hmm?
I just wonder if I want to trace back one transaction or one
You need to
block
trace
like
it. You need to trace it to the beginning of the blockchain, because there is no in the blockchain. It's not a centralized database. There is no record for each address. They say now you have this Bitcoin. No, it just goes and see if you each time you want to send Bitcoin, it goes and see all the transactions to your address. Do you have this Bitcoin or not? That's it. There's no number that is updated on your Bitcoin. Okay? It gives you permission to send Bitcoin now. Okay? Because someone sent it and to your address. Okay? It's just, don't complicate it. It's just everything, all the transactions here, and when you want to send something, the node and the miner will check, did you receive before? If you received Bitcoin, that you can send it. If you didn't receive, you cannot send it, right? Because you don't have it. The only address that they produce Bitcoin from nothing, they don't receive it, is the miner. Because when he did this mining, he just created 6.25 Bitcoin. And now he has Bitcoin from nothing. Okay? So
block is like practically worth 6.25.
yeah, he won right now.
So the miner got right now 6.25, and then Daniel didn't do the math here, but plus all the fees.
Plus all the fees. So he earned the 6.25, and he earned all the fees people put on their transactions. So they have extra, okay?
So can I have another question? So I don't know, maybe the gentleman next to me put 10 times the fee as I did.
Very good question. Now I want to demonstrate this situation. If anyone put very low fee, can you check that?
Yeah, it's
I did.
0.00000.
You did.
0.001.
Where's your transaction?
Here.
My mistake.
Okay, this one.
Well, no, this is a different one, but
Okay,
it's
cool.
still pretty low.
It is pretty low, yeah. They just put one Satoshi,
Yeah.
one Satoshi. It's just to put one Satoshi at transaction. Very stingy, right? So what will happen to this transaction? Actually, when all the transaction is here, right? So the miner will come, and he wanna look at them. He has a limited size in his box, right? He has a limited size. Now he need to pick. If you wanna pick, what you wanna pick, according to that. If you have a limited size, you can pick only 2 of those. Which one you wanna pick? Not this one. This is the miner. Okay, which one you want to pick?
Since I'm only learning, I'm just gonna pick two because I don't really know what the difference would be.
Okay, do you know?
Oh,
Do you know which one you want to pick? Come, come. So, exactly.
Pick the one with most.
It's good. Good hint, good hint, good hint.
Tell me.
Good hint.
Okay, okay.
So,
I will get these two then.
okay. So the miner actually, it's a business, right? They are running a business. So they want to be as much profitable as possible. So they want to pick the highest fees. So if you put very low fees in your transaction, it probably will not go through. You're all gonna stay there for maybe 1 year until there's no much, right? So this is the fees purpose.
Is there a way? Sorry, is there a way to know what's the hot fee?
Yeah, of course. Your wallet will give you all this information. So your wallet will give you what's the normal fees. If you want to make it faster, how much you can do it. So wallets really friendly, so it can help you with that. So okay.
Another question to follow up on her first.
Okay.
I mean,
Go.
you say there's no central register or how much money each wallet has.
Yeah.
But still the notes checking if the transaction is correct.
Yeah.
Can be done.
Yeah.
But there are 100,000 nodes, so it's not central. It's decentralized.
Yeah, but then you have to go through and check every transaction from,
Exactly.
From me to find out, do I have this amount of Bitcoin before you accept it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
So you have to process the whole Bitcoin.
There's no reward.
Free of charge.
Yes. So the node, they don't benefit anything. They just help to decentralize the network,
Decentralized, but many
okay,
people- many
and help
people
to
access
make it alive. And you're not losing anything. Actually, you need very simple. I mean, the whole blockchain of Bitcoin now is, I guess, 785 gigabyte. I guess
580.
585.
Well, that's my node, but
I think it's
it has apps.
So we have a node, and
It's around
he has really node. He really has a node.
But I mean, it has apps installed.
Yeah.
So it may be lower than what I just said.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay.
what's the exact
You have only the header, or no?
No, what I mean is like my node has all the blockchain
Okay.
plus some apps installed.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
can
Get
see
you.
my
Of course.
capacity.
Of course. Of course. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. But let's just finish this, and then I get a lot of questions. Okay. It's fine. So usually, and this is something. Thank you. This is something. It's very, very important, and I want to really if I don't want to jump from one point to another, but just to keep putting the features right. So now, what we saw here, we have tens of thousands of nodes. We have hundreds of miners all around the world. Okay, so that means the network of Bitcoin is decentralized, right? So it's decentralized. So decentralization comes from this two things. Okay, so the nodes and the miners. So it's not only miners, because most of the people, they really ignore the nodes. The nodes is very important part of the blockchain. They just ignore it, really, because so they make the network also decentralized, and the miners, of course, because they do the processing. Okay, so this is the thing. And now we have what we say. What else we can? Okay, so the things that they reach a decision which miner will process this transaction, it's called a consensus mechanism. Okay, what's consensus mechanism is a way, so different people, they don't know each other, they don't trust each other, they can agree on something. Okay, so this is a consensus mechanism. So, and this happens every 10 minutes, approximately. So every 10 minutes, there is one block is processed and added to the network. Now, what if one miner, he bought a lot of equipment? Can we have another guy to help him? He just bought extra equipments. Can we have?
Nobody wants.
Nobody wants. Come on, he just earned 6.25. Okay, someone to help. Yeah. Yeah. And he bought extra equipments. Okay. Now what he can do? Now if you want to play the same game, on 3 digits, what do you think? There are 2 people guessing here, and there's 1 person guessing there. Who do you think they're gonna guess on long term fast? 66%, exactly. So the 2 people will guess faster. So the more the miner, they upgrade their hardware, they buy new hardware, they can guess faster. And sometimes this makes the network goes really fast. It become easy. It become easy to him to guess those zeros, okay? To guess that number. Because of that, in Bitcoin network on the system, the protocol, there is something called difficulty adjustment. So they just adjust the difficulty. What they simply do, they just add 0. That's it. You tell him, okay, guess extra 0 now. And do you know what the meaning of guess extra 0? It's really hard. It's really hard. It goes exponentially. Okay? So by doing this, they keep the network almost the same speed. Like every 10 minutes, we can process 1 block. Okay? And they keep it from also people who want to attack the network and like this. Okay? So this is technically what happened through this transaction. I don't know if I miss anything, but I'll take some questions and see if maybe I can put any idea on. Let's go.
3 questions.
3? No, you can have 1.
What if a node goes down, like this happened?
Perfect.
And a node goes to the toilet. Okay. What
This is the point. I mean, the same transaction you sent, you didn't send it to 1 node. You send it to all the nodes. So all the nodes, they upgrade their transactions. They put it in the mempool. And when a miner, a process block, he broadcasts it also to all the nodes. So if 1 node go down, there is 1,000 up. So no problem with that. Okay?
But if there's a global pandemic?
A global pandemic, this will be the last thing we worry about. No, a global pandemic, no problem. But global, just like earthquake, whatever, like, yeah. Yeah. The gentleman.
I think one of the things that appeals about Bitcoin is the fact that it transcends nationalities and national banks, particularly, and national tax systems. But I was just wondering about one of the things I hate about banks is the amount of bank charges I pay every time I move money from one bank to another.
Mm-hmm.
Is there therefore a consensus from the miners about what the average mining charge would be, and how do they set that mining charge?
Yeah, this is cool. I mean, this is also very important part of the Bitcoin, that no matter the amount you are sending, so it doesn't matter the amount you are sending in the transaction, the fees can be the same. So approximately, if the network is congested, you pay like above $10. If it's normal, like around $10, it's fine. You can process any transaction with $10. So you can send.
So a transaction for I don't know, let's say several Bitcoin, which is going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Exactly. Exactly. So you pay $100 even if you send $1 million in Bitcoin. So this is cool.
I use it often, and I pay like 12 cents every time that I use it.
But you use Lightning Network? No?
That's the on-chain.
Really? Because you have your own node?
No, it's because fees are low right now. Like there's been upgrades on the protocol, and
that's cool.
And right now, I mean, it's 12 cents, and sometimes you see like minimum fee, medium fee, maximum fee.
Mm-hmm.
The way they are charged, it's a bit counterintuitive because it's based on the weight of the they are called UTXOs. Like this is basically a transaction, right? And you can take a couple and it weighs more. So is medium fees, high fee, small fee, sometimes they are all the same because there is not congested. It can be on moments of hype that it goes up.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it over like $2 in the last year.
Yeah, yeah. So one important point, I will come to the questions because I miss it, is no one asked me why 6.25, right? No one got this question? Why 6.25? It's a weird number, right? Yeah, this is very important question. So this is very critical, I guess, and unique things about Bitcoin production, or let's say inflation. So it is, when it started, 2009, it was every 10 minutes or every block, miners get 50 Bitcoin. And that lasts for 4 years. And then after 4 years, it become half, 25 Bitcoin. So every 4 years, Bitcoin miners get half the amount they used to get. Okay, so and then we have 12.5, and now we have 6.25. So after 2 years from now, it will be half this number. And that will keep happening until we reach a number that the total Bitcoin produced through mining, it will be 21 million. Million? Yeah. And 2 more, right?
And do you
21 million, come on, guys. Okay, 21 million Bitcoin. What happened then? Very good question. Right now, people get, miners getting the Bitcoin and the fees. When we finish producing Bitcoin, they will get only the fees. So that logically, the fees will go up. And hopefully, Bitcoin will be over $1 million at that time. So the fee will be really appealing to the miners.
Dollar won't exist by then.
Yeah.
I have a different question. If I follow that logic, does it mean that if there would be no transactions happening, then the miners would not earn anything and the Bitcoin would have no value?
If there's no transaction happening at all.
Because that is depending on the transactions.
No, you can process an empty box, kind of empty box, right?
So you mine the new Bitcoins, but the price in dollars maybe is 0. But there's more Bitcoins being added. So that process is the same. It's just like these ones, right? Empty boxes. They got their Bitcoin, but maybe it's worth nothing.
So the value is fueled by the transactions.
Like you augment like the supply, what the market cap will be.
So I mean, this is
because just
this is just a ledger, right? It only shows how it moves from one wallet to another wallet, and it creates new ones.
So there's two things. If you see that I put like here a network, right? So any network, if there's no activity on it, actually it's dead network, right? So the more there's activity on the Bitcoin network, that means it's growing. And this is one of the criteria that we measure the growth of Bitcoin, the activities on its network, okay? So,
I have a better example. Just this month, one miner, you don't stop mining and wait for transactions, right? You just continue guessing all the time. And if there's no transactions, whatever, I still get my 6.25, right? If I get it right. So you continue while the transactions are getting collected in the mempool. And just this month, I think one guy, like a couple of seconds after the previous block, he actually hit the correct answer. And there was no there was the 6.25 to me, but no other transactions. Which happens. So in that case, it wasn't because the network was dead, it's because he got lucky. It's like a lottery. I can guess the number.
It could also be an attack.
Yeah, this is the part I didn't want to go so complicated to that because it could be another miner. He's building another blockchain there, and he's trying to be the main one. So usually what happens is the Bitcoin blockchain is the longest chain. So the miners and the nodes, which blockchain they gonna take that this is the true Bitcoin? It's the blockchain that took the most work, which is called proof of work. And this is what they are doing here in the guessing called the proof of work, because that they put work, they put electricity and time to produce this. So the blockchain that has more work is the valid blockchain. So if any attacker try to process another blocks, they need to have hardware and speed and processing power more than 51% of the whole network of Bitcoin to be able to produce blocks faster than everybody else and create a longer chain, longer blockchain. Okay? And this is called the 51% attack. And the more we grow in time, the harder and most expensive it is become. That is almost impossible. There is no incentive to anybody to do it on Bitcoin. For this reason, Bitcoin is secure. There is no way no one can hack Bitcoin. There's no way one can change the history of those transactions. Because anyone want to change this transaction, they need to recalculate the whole blocks above it to be the longest chain. So no one can change history in Bitcoin, and for this reason, it's safe and secure, and no one can hack it. The Bitcoin blockchain. They can hack wallets, but not Bitcoin blockchain itself.
Why can you not actually? You can change the history by forking it. Hasn't that happened once?
But it will not be the Bitcoin. It will not be the same Bitcoin.
That is the discussion that happens. Like, what is the real Bitcoin and what is not? Because you will fork it, and then you will have a new divider by the 51%. But you'll have, if you have started with 100,000 nodes, half of them fork, then you're down again to
Exactly. Yeah. At the end of the day, I guess this all comes to what we all agree as a Bitcoin, right? Because even money is what we agree that this instrument that has value, that this is money, right? So the same in Bitcoin. The majority of people who agree that this chain is Bitcoin, it will stay Bitcoin, okay? The exchanges will keep the name of it. Everyone say this is Bitcoin, so it's called the original Bitcoin. You can fork it as much as you want, but it will be different Bitcoin, okay? Do you have still time for questions or no? It's finished? I'm fine, okay, yeah, cool.
So the difficulty is adjusted to the power, the more like, again, I'm not going with it. What if the extra person goes to the bathroom? So like, what if like the processing power of the miners is reduced from one block to the other? What if
exactly.
half of the computers go down?
Yeah, then
does the difficulty also go down?
Yes, and that happened recently. That happened recently when China banned mining there. It was about 40% of the mining power in China. They all they shut down their miners. They went out of the country, and the Bitcoin mining power dropped like this. But then, I guess every 2 weeks there's difficulty adjustment. Then they adjusted and they erase 2 zeros, and now you have you need to guess 3 zeros because all the guys here they need to guess those 3 zeros. That's it.
Who does this difficulty adjustment?
The code is the code, and the code. This is something important also. The code, it's an open source. Okay, so it's an open. Everyone can review the code and make sure there's nothing closed. It's open source for everyone, and this is how Bitcoin has been built. A lot of developers, they went voluntarily and they keep proposing updates and they fix some bugs. So at the end, it's just a code, right? It has some bugs. They fix some bugs. So they kept the network and the whole protocol alive because they believe in the idea. They believe in everything we're saying here, right? So it's open source.
So every update that happens is basically just a accumulation of volunteer software engineers.
Yes.
So when this thing happened in China, then worst case scenario is that for 2 weeks, blocks would be mined much quicker than everything.
Much lower. More processing power, harder.
Yeah, slower.
Exactly. So it's harder to mine them and so on.
Sorry.
I was curious about since the consensus of Bitcoin is proof of work, how feasible and future-proof is the proof of work mechanism compared to proof of stake or other mechanisms in other chains which are being developed. Considering also the power management that we need or sustainability.
Sustainability, yeah. And I guess the Bitcoin developers, they think really thoroughly through for sustainability, because the whole argument was they didn't want, because each block of those, the size is just 1 megabyte. Okay, so the whole fight in 2017, there were another group. They say no, we wanted to make it 4 megabytes to make the transactions faster, to put more transactions in this block. But they thought that if they raise the block size, the whole blockchain will be really big, and if it's really big, it needs big hard disk to store it. That means much less nodes will be in the whole world, so it will be much less decentralized. So for this reason, they keep it small for a reason. Okay, they keep it small for a reason, and it's slow for a reason. So why every 10 minutes we process one block? Why not every 1 second? This is the reason, because we want sustainability. Okay, this is the sustainability, and that will limit in the future. It will limit we call it the main chain, or it will limit the use cases of it. Right? You can't use it you can't build smart contracts on it. You can't do gaming on it, whatever. Even you can't have micropayments on it. But there is another solution which is built above this main layer, which is like the Lightning Network, whatever, that can process things faster. So it will be the base. Bitcoin will be the base layer of everything, and then things will be built upon it. Okay. Question.
So what does it take to run a node? Like
what does it take to run a node? It's very.
An angry girlfriend to start with.
Okay, so because if I understand correctly, half of the nodes and one half of the nodes needs to be agreed that a transaction is happening, right? So if you have institutional or like a state government that wants enough money, can just spin up half of the nodes, but they're not able to just take over the network.
50% is for the miners. The nodes, you can choose whichever node you are sending your stuff to.
Yeah. So actually, how it's happening is I don't want to go this. Really, this is really because like each.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I'm correct. But for example, miners are also nodes, and what it means is that we just downloaded the code, right? And if you want to modify that code, then you have to convince the miners as well to run the code that, let's say you're the banks, right? That the code that you modified that is different than us. And so that's exactly why people didn't want to increase the megabyte number, because if it was 2 or 3 megabytes, then maybe the size of the blockchain in 2 years will be over 3 gigabytes.
Yeah.
And I cannot run that in my house on a Raspberry Pi because my hardware, it becomes expensive, right? But if it's under 1 terabyte, I can run one. He can run one. Aleos also runs one. So it's easier to have something decentralized.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that's like the main idea why Bitcoin is basically reluctant to make changes fast, because you want a base layer that is stable, that is good. Because, I mean, I want to be sure that if I put my money there, I can just like disappear for a couple of years, come
Sorry
back.
for let you standing on
that. Because all of that changes require to be backwards compatible. You cannot change something that the old node, even if they don't update, that they cannot run. So that's like the beauty of it, I think.
Well, the question for you is running a node. You don't get paid for it. Just you're doing it to support the network and to support the movement, so to say.
Correct. You actually pay because you are consuming your own electricity.
Yeah. But I think it makes sense if you rely enough on the blockchain, on Bitcoin, then it's something that is like a, yes, exactly. You sort of give back to the system.
So there's two things, right? I tell my friends that because some of them have asked, yeah, but I mean, why would I want to run a node? I mean, this is like altruism, right? And I don't believe in this altruism thing on the Bitcoin thing. And I answered, this is not altruism. I mean, you can see it that way if you want, but a node is like $200, right? And if you believe this thing could go to 100,000, 200,000, and the main part of your funds are there, you want to protect it. So you are supporting the network because you gain some benefit by helping everyone else. It's not about only wasting money. I mean, if it goes up a little bit, you already made more than what it costs you to run a node, which is not much.
Yeah.
So you have to do anything while you're running a node, and it can run itself.
No,
Exactly.
just run
Which
itself.
means that there are a lot of nodes. I mean, just recently, I think that was like a month ago or something, I was in Plata, and then this guy like comes to me and says like, we found a bunch of nodes that were running in a school here in Sweden. You got a smart kid, you need to find him. We punish him. It's just like, no. That is the clever thing. So it might be that there is a lot of, there's a lot of processing power, like sitting idle around. So it's an unsupervised system in that sense too.
It's true.
So that's just, there might be
This is good.
satellites running nodes, or like there might be a virus that is running a bunch of nodes.
Yeah, it's cool.
And how is it different from a pyramid scheme?
But that's about
Wow.
the value, not about the protocol. I mean, whatever you think about the value of Bitcoin, it's your opinion. The protocol is another thing. This is the technology that runs it, and you evaluate to be $1 million asset or $0 asset. That's up to you. The
Exactly.
value is, the beauty in the eye of the beholder. But I do think there's two things that I think could be helpful here. You said a couple of rules. The zeros need to be, we decide it's 5 zeros now. And we decide it's 6.22, 6.25.
Yeah.
In 2 years, it's going to be 3.7, blah, blah, blah. How do we keep miners from being honest and people from being honest? Well, it's because even though I have all the processing power, and I could say, okay, I'm going to give myself, some people tried this, 50 Bitcoin instead of 25 as it was back at the time. So I mined a block, I spent energy, I created the block, it was valid. And then I go and say, hey, here's the new block. Yeah. And Sal, he's a private person, he's running a node, and he thinks Bitcoin is awesome. He sees it and no, it's not valid, you gave yourself 50 Bitcoin. It's 25 Bitcoin from now on.
That's what I did this.
So this is the consensus validation thing, that the network can decide whether they like my whatever I'm doing or not. And if the majority of people keep to the same rules, it means that minority, let's say I'm Jihan Wu from Bitmain, I want to change something, they won't allow me to. Do your own chain, like do your own thing, but you're not entering our blockchain, so to speak. So that's the point of the nodes. I mean, it's my work to be a miner. I get paid, of course, but I don't get to tell them what they are gonna run or not.
We want to work.
And the second thing I just wanted to mention, Sal is not going through 500 gigabytes of data every time you send $10 to your grandma. It's gonna take a long time. He reads through this whole thing in the beginning when he starts a node, and he keeps, say you have 1 billion people having some cache, some addresses, he keeps them in memory. It's not that much memory.
It's true. It's true. For this reason, also the small size of blockchain makes it keep the memory, and even Satoshi wrote it in his white paper.
Yeah. So it would take too long time.
About this memory, to run a node, you only need a 4 gigabytes RAM on a Raspberry Pi. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. I'm really happy that there were a lot of participation. I hope that you really learn what's Bitcoin. Now, if someone asks you what is Bitcoin, what do you want to answer him?
It's a game, no?
Now you want to tell him it's a peer-to-peer network, broadless, trustless, decentralized, secure, and open source. This is what you tell him, because now you know what the meaning of each one of them.
And pyramid scheme.
Yeah. Cool?
Can I ask an obvious question, which I probably should know, but don't? How would I start trading Bitcoin? Where would I get them from in the first place?
Cool. And so you can either buy it through any app on your wallet. You can connect your bank to that wallet, to that bank. Okay, so you buy it with your money. or you can buy it from people. Okay, if you know someone who has Bitcoin, he can send it to your wallet. You just need to have a wallet and you pay him. Or you can buy it from ATM. There's a lot of ATMs, I guess. I don't know if Malmö there's a lot, but in Copenhagen there's a lot. And so also an ATM, you have your wallet, Bitcoin wallet on your app. You show a barcode and you put in the machine. You put money and it transfer Bitcoin to your wallet. So it's very simple.
I mean, now there's also other alternatives. You're not going to buy pure Bitcoins. You can buy certificates that follows Bitcoin. So to say,
If for investment purposes, yes, you can buy that, but it's so yeah, we will there will be okay, yeah. Okay, guys, there will be another Q&A, maybe more general, not this technical. So it will be after the pizza. So thank you so much.
Thank you. So pizza is